There we are. The good news is, this morning, am I on? We're being videoed. Good news is I've got a nice black background as well, which shows up better. That was courtesy of Paul Bell. Thank you, Paul Bell, for coming. More good news is that I'm not going to be speaking for long this morning. Less time than usual. That's the good news. It's not bad news. The bad news is that I'm going to actually get you to do some of it as well. But I want to speak from 1 Corinthians chapter 12, starting at verse 12. And it's about the body of Christ. That's us. It says, and I love the way that Paul uses the metaphor of the human body when he talks about the church. It says, just as a body, though one, has many parts, but all its many parts form one body, so it is with Christ. For we were all baptized by one Spirit, so as to form one body, whether Jews or Gentiles, slave or free, and we were all given the one Spirit to drink. And so the body is not made up of one part, but of many. I love that, because so often the churches look to the minister, and it's good that we actually look to each other. And now Paul just goes off on one. I love it. I love this guy. Now, if the foot should say, because I'm not a hand, I do not belong to the body. My foot has never said that. My foot's never even spoken. It would not for that reason stop being part of the body. And if the ear should say, because I'm not an eye, I do not belong to the body, it would not for that reason stop being part of the body. If the whole body were an eye, where would the sense of hearing be? And are you picturing this? You picturing the whole body an eye? It'd just be like a big eye, just like flopping around. It's like, sorry, I just picture these things. I don't know if you do. If the whole body were an ear, where would the sense of smell be? But in fact, God has placed the parts in the body, every one of them, just as he wanted them to be. If they were all one part, where would the body be? As it is, there are many parts, but one body. And that's church, isn't it? The eye cannot say to the hand, I don't need you, hand. It's like a conversation between I and my hand here. I don't need you. Yes, you do. On the contrary, those parts of the body that seem to be weaker are indispensable. And I've said this many times, that you might come and think, I'm a dispensable part of the church. It doesn't matter whether I come or whether I don't. It matters. You are indispensable. I could ask you to say it to yourself or the person next to you. Just look at yourself, look in the mirror, say, I am indispensable. I'm an indispensable part of the church. That's the truth. It's not how you feel about yourself, it's the truth. You are indispensable. When it comes to church, you are indispensable. And the parts we think are less honourable, we treat with special honour. And the parts that are unpresentable are treated with special modesty. So if you get treated with special modesty here, you know why. Well, while our presentable parts need no special treatment. But God has put the body together, giving greater honour to the parts that lacked it, so that there should be no division in the body, but that its parts should have equal concern for each other. And then what we've just done this morning, as we stood with John and Becky, if one part suffers, every part suffers with it. If one part is honoured, every part rejoices with it. Now you are the body of Christ, and each one of you is a part of it. So true. And God has placed in the church, first of all, apostles, second prophets, third teachers, then miracles, then gifts of healing, all helping of guidance and of different kinds of tongues. Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Do all work miracles? Do all have gifts of healing? Do all speak in tongues? Do all interpret? Now eagerly desire the greater gifts. We're all in it together, church. We're all in it together. And that's almost the end of my sermon now. You might be pleased to hear. Because I'm now thinking about Easter. We're talking about mini Easter, aren't we? Just in case you forgot that mini Easter. Today's a mini Easter, so we're thinking about Easter. Lent. That's nice. Lent is a countdown to Easter. So I've been thinking about outreach and about bringing people in to the kingdom, sharing the good news as a church. And Easter Sunday is the best. You can't preach with a chocolate egg in your mouth. But Easter Sunday is the best day to do that. It's a Sunday where people are actually half alive to the resurrection of Jesus. Because Easter, it's about the Easter eggs and it's about the bunnies and it's about all this sort of thing. But people, we can't help but think about what it's really about. So people do come to church on Easter Sunday. You know, if you're not a regular churchgoer, what days are you thinking of coming? Oh, Christmas, Easter, weddings, funerals, that sort of thing. So Easter Sunday is a massive opportunity to invite people. And traditionally what we've done when we've done invite services here is we've come up with a service and we said, here's the invites, invite your friends. Well, I wanted to do it a bit differently today and looking towards this Easter. I want us to do an outreach visitor-friendly service on Easter Sunday. Either in here or out there. I don't know. But this time, I want this outreach not to come from me, but actually to come from us. So today, I want to give us some time in a minute, just 5-10 minutes, to actually get into groups and to talk and to say, what could we do that would be amazing to invite people to this Easter? And I've got lots of things written down here. I could just preach it at you. You could go, yeah, go home. But today, I want us to come up with stuff. You'd probably come up with stuff that's not on my list. And that might be something that we can embrace, that we can own. We can own each other's ideas then. What could we do? It could be really simple things. It could just be a very, very simple little thing. It could be, let's do a kids song so kids can come up the front and then we can invite their families or something like that. It could be something music based. It could be something around food, an idea around food. Could be anything really. So could I ask you just kind of get in groups or think about it on your own if you want. I'll give you 5 minutes to talk about the sorts of things that you could do or we could do, and then we'll get a bit of feedback, and we'll write some of it down, and then I'll begin to look at it and say, yeah, what does an outreach service look like that we are owning as a church? Does this make sense? Does this sound half good? Right, so have a go. And I'll kind of wander around and explain. If you want to say what you want about Tony, then that's your chance to say that as well. So like I say, if you can just turn around and make little groups or just talk to the person next to you or just if you just want to spend some time on your own thinking about it, that's fine.